There's nothing like a thick-packed protein shake after your workout, after you've showered, after you're just feeling just magnificent, feeling just awesome. Go ahead and flip this computer screen around so that I can have easier view. What's up, Corey? Man, I forgot to message you back last night, my friend, on Facebook Messenger. Shit, I'm just lagging, man. Please forgive me. All right, getting all set up here now. I got one of my moderators, Mr. Sandman. Bring me a dream. Make sure he's as roided as he can be. Give him 2 sniffers like roses and clovers. And tell him that I'll meet him at the panty aisle. Sandman, bring me a dream. MR, thank you for that $4.99. I would assume that's for the music. There's nothing like a meal in a cup. That's what it is my mid-evening snack. Since I'm pretty much, did you hear me stutter? I'm still a little shaky. Did some shoulders and shit tonight. Did some shoulders, did some speed bag, and did some jump roping. Feeling pretty damn good. Anyways, so remind me if I'm a little shaky. Sometimes, after I did yoga or what is that? Resistance push-ups and stuff where you go real slow, where you hold yourself in all various different positions to get that resistance training. I do that a lot. I'm big on that kind of thing right there. But I'm resetting my clock back to my work schedule because I should be going back here in a few weeks. And when I do, I want to make sure that I'm 100, and I don't want to make sure that I'm negative 100 when I go. So with that one said, let me say hi to all of yous out there that have agreed to join this live tonight. Dean Corey, Fabian, NPC user, MR, Jerry Torres, Dean Lewis, Connor Lewis, CDC survivor, Noel Beeler, Tyler Gas, Monkey Carla, Mike McDonald, Cujo. What's up, beautiful woman? Sexy Piggy, another beautiful woman. Max Rhodes, Nurse Avila, Kid Top Skull, and many, many more. Lady P, Cuckoo Clock, Ron B, Armando, a lot of the usual suspects on here tonight, except Nurse Avila. Thank you for the 99 cents. I appreciate that. All right. We're going to talk a little bit about one of my moderators right now. And get this mic up to level so I'm not leaning into it like I'm blowing it. You know what I mean? Anyways, I'm going to talk to you about one of my moderators. Mr. Steven Alvarez has been missing in action. Steven Alvarez has been missing in action. We can't get a hold of him. His phone goes straight to voicemail. If any of yous out there know Steven Alvarez, he's the guy that's been on here from AZ, from Arizona. If any of you have an idea of what happened to him, where he's at, what he's up to, you let him know the PBR family is worried about him and is concerned and just want to make sure that he is okay. Hopefully he's not sick or anything like that. But I pray, well, whatever situation he's in, I pray that it's not nothing bad. I got this hair like in my eye. I pray that it's nothing bad. Does anybody know that guy, Steven Alvarez? They know him. Please let him know that his PBR family is worried about him right now. I hope so, Nesbit. He hasn't answered his phone. Yeah, Lady P, I know. He's been rocking with this channel for a minute. He's another one that we won him over from another platform after the other platform, you know the story. But yeah. I don't know. Have I considered selling Herbalife? I don't know. Thank you for the $1.99, loves Lucy. But yeah, if Herbalife wants to sponsor me, man, I'll promote the shit out of it. I'll drink their drinks all day in every video. Everything is a business venture, you know? And if I can get like a whole bunch of sponsors and just like have their products on here while I'm doing my thing, dude, I'll completely cut out my commercials. Media Anonymous, I don't know. I don't know what's going on over there. It's kind of weird though, isn't it? No, Fabian. I don't need roids. I've been working out pretty much my whole life. So I get into shape pretty easy, but I have had my down moments, believe me. I had some big old thing like growing in my brain. I like to say my brain, but it was up in my sinuses. It was like some big cyst or something. It was pressing on one of the main nerves and it was giving me lightheaded. And it was horrible, man. It was causing me a lot of problems when I was in the feds this last time, and it made exercising a whole lot more difficult because I keep getting lightheaded. But I got it all fixed. Found I had a deviated septum, and the deviated septum, there was a cyst that was in there. So I got all that corrected. See, now I can breathe. Got all that corrected. Now my workouts are like nothing. Just like I'm still in my 20s, I got to tell you, this thing's bomb. It tastes like I'm eating a chocolate cake. It's like eating a chocolate cake in a protein shaker in a tumbler. You know what I mean? It's this special kind of like a keto shake mix, but I got it mixed with almond milk that has just a scent of vanilla. Just a scent of vanilla in it. It tastes like a chocolate cake. I got to tell you, man, I would love to go get another one and drink it, but it's all about discipline. You got to have discipline, man. You have to have discipline in your life. But don't be surprised if you don't see me scraping this thing out with my fingers. And we ain't going to do that, though. I don't want to gross you guys out. But yeah, Sexy Piggy tastes like a straight chocolate cake. I'm not even lying. But yeah, guys, I mean, can't you see I'm all perked up and I'm all happy and moving around? Just doing the old Rocky jump roping, hitting that speed bag, moving around, doing a little bit of shoulders. Of course, I had a ab wheel. I do ab wheel like 6 days a week. Trying to get myself back, man. I mean, this surgery, it took a lot out of me. It was a pretty rough surgery. And I don't know if any of you have ever had an inguinal hernia surgery in your abdomen, but it's not pretty. It's not nothing nice, man. And it takes a while for that thing to heal. And being that I am a little bit older, I have to rest a little longer. So it took me a while, and I'm finally back into it. I should be, man, 1,000% by the time I go back to work, which means it'll be like I never left. And it'll be just in time, too, because we're in our busy season at that place, and your boy will be making a lot of money, but I'll still be dropping content. Don't worry about that. I'll still be dropping content. I'm going to have to figure out what to do with the Tuesday night live, though. I might have to send it to Tuesday afternoon live. Don't know how many of you are out there would be available for that, but we'll figure it out. You know what I mean? Grant, yes, I did. I watched Captain Napton's video on that issue right there. Yeah, I didn't even know she had a channel. You know what I mean? I subbed right away. Any of yous out there that got channels and you got smaller platforms and you're trying to grow your platform or whatever, I'm going to be the first one to sub to you guys and give you guys a shout out. I'm going to start giving a whole bunch of people shout outs. I'm going to be writing names down of brand new channels and emerging channels, and I'm going to be giving them shout outs on here so that some of you can go and check out their content and see if that'd be something you'd be interested in. I mean, I'm all about, people can say whatever they want about me, but I'm all about positivity and honesty and integrity. People that have honesty and integrity and stuff like that, as long as they don't prove me wrong, I'm going to be the first one to give them a push up. You know what I mean? Hold on one second. All right. So my moderator, Ron B, just told me that one of you's asked me, should you be a nurse in CDCR? And it looks like it's you, Nurse Avila. Well, You would have to, you know what? I don't know what they get paid in there, but I imagine that an RN makes more money than a correctional officer in the CDC. And from what I understand, a CDC correctional officer, I think their starting pay is something like, and it's not really that much if you think about it, but their starting pay is like, I think it's like $75,000 a year. I think an RN in the CDC makes about 80, maybe 85K. I don't know. You would know more than me. I'm sure you have all the details to that. But it really depends on where you want to go work. I mean, most people don't attack nurses in the CDCR. Now, I'm saying most. I'm not saying it's never happened. It has happened before, but it's not very often. Just don't get nobody to talk you into bringing in no kind of contraband or nothing like that, because I got to tell you, I got a dude that's on my IG. He's sweating bullets, man, because he was working in a CDC facility and he got busted in doing something he knows he shouldn't have been doing, and now he's scared to death that he might become an inmate in the prison he used to work in. So I hope that answers the question for you, Nurse Avila. It's funny because Ron B just shot that to me, and I looked up and looked, and there it was right there. Let's see what else we got. Angel Lopez, good looking out, brother. But you don't got to do that, man, unless, of course, we're in the middle of a full-fledged revolution. And then, Angel, I would love to have you in my corner if that happens. Because I ain't going to let nothing happen to my friends or my family. And definitely ain't going to let nothing happen to myself. And I'm not your average everyday bear. I can actually fucking defend myself. A lot of people think they can, but they really can't. I can defend myself on a number of different levels. I don't like to put it out there and talk about how I'm this big old Billy badass and all that kind of stuff like that, but I can hold my own. I can hold my own, man. That's a fact. Jose 14505. Yeah. Well. Excuse me. A lot of people are still sticking by that guy, though. What are you doing, cat? Here we go again. Another night of fucking go fetch. Every time I'm doing my lives. Are you guys familiar with this shit? Every live, bro, it's the same thing. Go get it. Same thing every live. I don't know what's up with that cat, man, but yeah. There's Savila, thank you for the 99 cents. That's right, Nesbit. I don't act like I'm a badass talking about how I broke this dude's jaw and fucking did this and did that and did all this, did all that. The only thing I could tell you, man, is I can mention to you certain fights that I've been in, and I'll tell you if I won or lost. But I have lost some fights. You know? I've lost some fights, man, but I've won some too. You know, my dad always told me that because there was a time when I was in school, you know, because I used to train when I was younger, and I used it for all the wrong reasons. The training that I was receiving, I actually got, you know, 86th by my trainer and also by a sensei when I was a kid, and because I was using it for the wrong thing, I was using it to whoop people's ass. You know, I wasn't learning the lesson of humility and defense that I was supposed to be getting taught. And I'll tell you, my dad told me one day, he said, you know what? You think you're the baddest little son of a bitch in that school, but I promise you, there's somebody out there that's way badder than you. And there's probably there's probably a lot of people that are way badder than you. And he was right, man. Exactly a week later, got in a fight with this kid, and this kid beat my ass. So always got to listen to that wisdom. You know what I mean? Yeah, Peter Lopez. I've actually helped women, different women over the last couple of years. I've taught them various different techniques of survival. You know, in case if they're getting rushed or somebody's trying to rape them or whatever, I've taught them different ways on how to hold a knife. And this girl that I used to work with, you know, it's funny. She used to have like a switchblade, and she would hold it in her hand where the blade was facing down like this. and she would hold it with her keys. She had it dangling off of her key. I don't know if you've ever seen the switchblade and it has a little clip on it. You know, almost you put it on a keychain. So she had a switchblade hanging off of her keys, and it has a little button. It's like a stiletto, right? It has a little button up and down, and she would hold on to that thing in her hands and have it backwards. And she figured out a way on how to just push it and swing the knife over and just stick it down. But yeah, I taught her how to hold one of those things, and she's never had to use it, but she's probably feels a lot safer now walking around in some of these areas than she ever did before. That's right, Ron B. You never know, you know what I mean? Chili contest winner, what did I train in? I trained in boxing for a little while. I also trained in it's an art, it's called Tungsudo. And that's pretty much all I can really say about it, because I didn't really, it wasn't in it all that long, but you know, I could have went a lot farther in it. But yeah. So wait, would you write? Okay. So yeah, I trained in that for a little while, and Tungsudo is a little bit different than Taekwondo, but not too much different. But it's a Korean martial art. But in a street fight, it really doesn't help you that much. It's like any martial art. I mean, street fighting is actually something that you have to develop by street fighting. You know what I'm saying? CeeLo, thank you for the $1.99. Yeah, I could probably do that one of these days. Once I get in a little better shape, you know what I mean? I'm a little embarrassed on what this surgery left me with. I ended up gaining a lot of pounds. So anyways, well, shit, I was like looking at myself right now, and it says, yeah, this is not a fake profile. I'm a PBR super fan. That's all. Well, shout out to you, bro. I got my Bizarro on here. Yeah, you're right. You're right, Prison Break Raw. It feels weird saying that. Most fights do end up on the ground, so jujitsu is. My grandfather knew jujitsu. My grandfather he took that for a long time. Like when he went in the army, he studied it, and he studied it all the way until like the 60s, I think. So he had about a good 15 years of studying jujitsu. And I mean that old dude, man, that old dude was strong, man. My grandfather was strong, and he was fast. I don't know how he got that fast, but he was strong and he was fast. My father was the same way, but my father, he just took regular karate, you know what I mean? Or karate, whatever you want to call it. Well, yeah. Speaking of karate, does anybody know when that YouTube series Cobra Kai is going to be back on? I was hoping it'd be back on by now so that I can watch it while I'm out of work, but I haven't seen it. As a matter of fact, let me look. Sports fan J-Dub, yes, I'm eating real good these days. I haven't had no fast food. I haven't had no Panda Express, no pizza, nothing in almost 2 weeks now. I think the last thing I got was a pizza, and that was it. So, like I said, it's usually easy for me to you know, get right and get back into discipline. But hold on, I'm gonna look and see like when this Cobra Kai comes back on. Or if it's even back on yet. Nope, still ain't back on yet. Anyways, all right. What did I miss? Did I miss anything? Yeah, no Panda Express, man. And I love Panda Express. And Panda Express is really not that bad for you. I mean, it's not real good for you, but it's not really bad for you. It just depends on what you get there. You know, they got a lot of good stuff in Panda Express. It's really low on calories, and it's not really that bad for you, man. I mean, but yeah. I tend to go with the chow mein over the rice though, because the rice has a little bit more probably a lot. The rice, the way they make it, is probably not as good as the chow mein on your body as far as your energy is concerned and stuff. That's right, hand cannon. Street fighting is a different animal. Oklahoma in here. Big Chief 81. Big Chief 81. How do I like Oklahoma compared to California? This is what I could tell you, my boy. Whole different level, man. It's a whole nother ball game over here than it is in California. But I miss California. You know what? I was just seeing somebody posted something. The news. They said that I guess in Los Angeles, or across the state of California, Gavin Newsom or whatever his name is, he told everybody there's going to be no fireworks, no 4th of July celebration. Everybody just stay inside, COVID-19. But then they had a flyover, KCAL 9 News, because sometimes I'll watch their stuff to just kind of get a little nostalgia of home. And they were flying over LA, and there was literally fireworks going off everywhere in every block. I mean, they said it was the most fireworks they've seen in almost any other 4th of July. It was just on and cracking, man. It was, but the mindset out here is different. The people are a little different. You know, not in a bad way. It's just like their pace and their mindset is a lot different in a lot of ways in California. In a lot of ways, it's the same. But I mean, I just miss California because I miss the weather. I feel more comfortable in Cali. I miss the beach. I miss everything, man. Palm trees, all that stuff. And yeah, Oklahoma. It's just like it's got some wild weather out here. Wild weather. TJ Hooker, would I cut my balls off for $1 billion? Man, I wouldn't cut my balls off for $1 billion, and on top of that, a pardon for all my past offenses. No way. Yeah, Big Chief. I bet, man. I bet. That's cool though. I'm glad to see that, man. You know what I mean? That was basically people in California telling Governor Gavin Newsom he can go fuck himself. We're gonna celebrate anyways. You know? I mean, shit. He told everybody to go out there and protest, but then when people want to celebrate, he tells everybody to stay inside. Doesn't make any sense. Pretty bass backwards, if you ask me. I believe you're gonna tell somebody to come out there and protest, which is okay. I mean, nothing wrong with protesting, man, at all. Nothing wrong with it at all. But if somebody wants to celebrate the 4th of July, you should also say that that's cool too. I mean, shit, so 4th of July celebrations are much different than a protest anyways. You know, people are just like with their own family and friends, and they're at their little corner of the street, and somebody else and their family's over here, and these people are over here. I mean, so I don't see what the difference is. Yeah, Corey, Tornado Alley, man. Tornado Alley to the fullest. Yeah, Justin Johnson, a lot of tornadoes, man. I haven't seen one but we did have a tornado come through Oklahoma City not too long ago, man, and the tornado sirens went off, and I had to grab my fucking cat. I had to grab my niece's chihuahua, and I'm carrying them both out the door into my car, and like trees are falling down and trash cans are flying, and I had to drive through that shit, man. I felt like I was in that movie Twister. It was fucking crazy, man, but there wasn't. I finally got to the shelter down the street, because the shelter that I have in my house, I don't trust it. I have a basement under my house, but I don't trust it. I'm not going to go under there. This house is 110 years old, man. No way am I going under that. Yeah, Big Chief. You know what I'm saying? But I hope, you know what I hope, Big Chief? I hope people in California like really make a fuck you statement and vote that dude out in 2 years. Because I mean, you would have been better off with that one guy, Cox. I think David Cox or whatever his name was, probably been better off with him. But Gavin Newsom, he's too much of a partisan, man. He's too much of a special interest, status quo weirdo, man, where people got him like bought. He's paid for. He's paid big money. He's paid for him. Big money. What the fuck, Steven Alvarez? I was just on here asking people like, has anybody seen Steven? We've been calling him, man. Where is he? Your phone's off. You had us worried, man. You had us really worried, bro. Shame on you, son. All right, bro. Hey, everybody, smash! Hit the like button, man. Hit the like button. Steven Alvarez doesn't have COVID-19. He hasn't been kidnapped by aliens or anybody else. Hit the like button. He's alive. He's alive and well. All right, Big Chief. You have a great night, homie. Buenas noches. All right, well, you got a whole bunch of likes for that, Steven. The fact that you're alive and well. We didn't know what the hell what was happening to you. We thought you went down there to catch that fade, and ended up getting your underwear sniffed. That's what we thought happened. B-Rad, what's up, man? What's up in Laguna Niguel, South Orange County? Beautiful out there, man. Beautiful city right there. Wish I can afford to live in Laguna Niguel. If I ever win the lottery or something like that, maybe I'll buy some property over there. David Munoz, how do I feel about Kanye running for president? I think I'll tell you what. So Kanye understands what's going on with all this stuff. I'll give him that. I mean, he's a couple of beers short of a six-pack. You know what I mean? He's probably been leaking blinker fluid for some time now. He's definitely a strange character, but you know what? He knows a lot more about what's going on in that whole thing than probably a lot of us do. So I think whatever his motivation for running for president is, it's probably basically saying fuck you to the establishment that's doing everything in its power to like, sabotage Trump. I mean, I always said it, and I said it from the beginning. I told everybody when they all went on record saying we're going to do everything in our power to sabotage Trump before Trump was even sworn in. I said, watch, man, that shit's going to backfire on him. All that they're doing is going to backfire. He's going to try to, put his agendas and everything into place. They're not going to let him. They're going to circumvent him. They're going to obstruct him and do all these things. And people are going to take notice of that, man. And they're not going to blame it on him. They're going to blame it on them. And it seems like the silent majority is pretty large in this country. So there's a whole lot of people that are probably saying fuck you to these pollsters that are calling them. And they're asking who are you going to vote for in this election, And I remember I had a pollster call me, and I can't, I still can't vote right now. I had a pollster call me, and I told him, yeah, I'm gonna vote for Bernie Sanders. You know what I mean? And I'm not even voting. And I probably wouldn't even vote for Bernie Sanders. I probably wouldn't vote for Trump either. I would probably write somebody's name in like I did the last time. I voted once in my life. Once in my life when I was 18, I was never able to vote again. So, yeah, I know a lot of people. I know a lot of people and stuff that they'll say that they're not going to vote for Trump. And I've had people in my family, like my uncle. He's a hardcore Trump supporter. He said when they called him, they're like, who are you voting for, sir? And he goes, well, I'm voting for Donald Trump. He said they spent the next 15 minutes trying to talk him out of saying that he's going to vote for Donald Trump. The pollster did this, and they're not supposed to do that. But isn't that crazy? Like, it's been 15 minutes like, well, do you understand that he's divisive and all these problems and all that? And you live in California. It's wow. Are you really going to vote for Trump? And you live in California? I bet you it's dangerous. Do you wear, all this shit, right? And my uncle's just like, well, I'm voting for Trump. I don't care what you say. So anything else? And he's like, yeah, sorry we wasted your time. And they hung up. So they probably didn't even count his vote on the poll, which is interesting. But don't believe these polls, man. I don't know. Justin Johnson, yeah, Salvador Padlan, that's probably the truth. John Kennedy? I thought John Kennedy was dead. Let me look that up. Let's see. Anyways, somebody's calling me from Cali. I don't know who that is, but I can't answer the phone when I'm trying to do this live right now. I don't know who keeps calling me. Somebody's calling me from down there. I'm going to have to call him later. Yeah, I know, not John F. Kennedy, Ron. I was just fucking around. You know what I mean? I don't know who keeps calling me, man, but oh, I see it. Huh. I don't know who that is, but somebody keeps calling me. Patrick Rowe, thank you for $2. What's shaking, bro? What's cracking? Land dogs, I am going to be doing a video on how half of Oklahoma just became reservation land once again. I've done a lot of research on it over the last 24 hours, and I'm going to break it all down to you, what it means, what could possibly happen, and talk about the guy that initiated this whole thing to begin with, what his charges are, and a couple other cases that are going to be setting precedents for this historical moment. I mean, they're going to basically have to turn over all this land to these reservations, which means that half of the state of Oklahoma will not be paying state tax any longer. It'll all be fed. So my thing about like reservation land, and a lot of people are looking at it's like it's a victory, but how is it really a victory if the federal government still is in control of their territory? Like they don't have complete sovereignty. They're still under control of the federal government, which means that people who live in these reservations they have to pay federal taxes. So I don't know. I mean, it might make land a whole lot cheaper. That's one thing. Because the state won't be able to tax the land anymore. So it's just going to be interesting to see everything that's going on. What's up, Nagy? How you doing? Good of you to join us. Mountain Jew. Might be a scammer calling me. It might be a pollster calling me right now, huh? Trying to see if I'm going to vote for Biden. And if I tell them, no, I'm going to vote for Trump, they'll turn around and be like, oh, well, really? Really? You're going to vote for Trump? So it's interesting to see. It's all right, Steven. Don't trip. I get it, bro. I'm just glad you're okay. That's all I was worried about something happening to you. You know what I mean? Nagy Springfield, Biden is a sniffer. He likes to sniff people's hair. All I'm saying, if any of you are out there, if you guys are Biden supporters, all I can tell you is, hey, man, don't take your kids to the White House because he's going to want to sniff your kid's hair. And I wouldn't want to be trying to traumatize my children, some creep like that. I'd probably end up punching him in the mouth, and then I'd end up back in prison. You know, I'm surprised ain't nobody punched him already for that. Straight stroking little girls' hairs like this, you know, playing with their ears and leaning down and sniffing their hair and everything. It's just weird, man. I can't believe people are taking that dude serious. I just can't believe it. And they're like, well, he's better than Trump. I don't see how he is better than Trump, to be honest with you. You know, the guy doesn't even know what fucking day of the week it is most of the time. Sometimes I think he probably even forgets he's running for president. I don't know, man. That's a dangerous choice. That's how fucking desperate I guess they are. Spuds McKenzie, you got turned into a Trump supporter by BLM. Wow, it's crazy. Daniel Infante, how often do I get a haircut? I get a haircut once a week or every other week sometimes. Yeah, what happened to Wino? Cindy's Journey giving Sandman a shout out for being the best moderator on this thing, on YouTube. JTL Community News. Hey, didn't I say that? I said it in one of my videos. Watch who Biden picks as his vice president. That's going to be the real president. Whoever Biden picks as his vice president will be the real president. He won't be. He's just a figurehead. But it'll be whoever he picks as his vice. Damn, Wino, you busted out a quickie? You rubbed out a quickie or what? Don't let him lie to you guys. He rubbed one out. Jose Molina, I can't wait for that debate, but I'm hearing that Biden is going to be refusing to do a debate with Trump because of COVID. He's using COVID as an excuse to not come out of his basement and debate him. Personally, I think that's some cowardice shit right there. They could do a Skype debate. He could be in his basement and Trump could be at Mar-a-Lago, and they could do it that way, you know? Johnny Damaged, I actually looked into that you're talking about. And to this very day that girl that filed the claim a few days before the election in 2016 and then withdrew the claim after the election was over, that's the one you're talking about in California, right? Also, guess what? Another one, Johnny Damaged, is that Trump has never been to Epstein's Island. He's one of the only people that hasn't been there. Everybody else in the celebrity world has, though. Trump was friends with Jeffrey Epstein for a couple of years, and then they had a falling out, and nobody really knows why. But it's funny how Epstein gets busted during Trump's presidency. And Trump, you know what I mean? And not only that, the one thing you gotta look at like this as well is in the last 3 years, more pedophiles, more child sex trafficking rings, and celebrities that are involved in this weirdness, more of them have been falling and getting busted than at any other time in the history of this country. More than any other time in the history of this country. They've been falling like dominoes. So it could very well be that Trump knew all these people and he knew everything was going on, and that's why they were scared shitless of him becoming the president. And now he's dropping them all. You know, his Justice Department is going after him, and he signed a law. He signed an executive order against human trafficking and to crack down on child sex trafficking rings and all that. So, I mean, I don't know, like, I don't know, Johnny Damage. I don't know if you don't like Trump or not, but the one thing that I could say, whatever, and I told Sandman this the other day, whatever you could say about Trump, no, regardless of what, you know, he rubs people the wrong way, he says a lot of shit, you know, he does a lot of things, but the one thing that I could say, he has brought about more arrests of chomos and seat sniffers and rapists and weirdos than any other president in the history of this country. That's a fact. That is a fact. You could look it up. More sex trafficking rings have been brought down in the last 3 years than at any other time in the history of this country. They're falling like dominoes, man. They're just falling right and left. And now you got this Ghislaine Maxwell. Oh, wee. She says that she has all the tapes at the Epstein Island. So we're going to find out if Trump was really there or not. We'll find out. We will find out. And if he was, then he needs to go down with the rest of them. That's the way I look at it. Straight up. He needs to go down with the rest of them if he was. Yeah, Johnny Damage, I don't really like his attitude too much either. And you already know, man, I'm an arrogant motherfucker. I get on here, I'm sarcastic and arrogant, but some of the things that he does is just, there's a time and a place for all of this. You know what I'm saying? Lucy, thank you for the $4.99. You feel gangs have lost respect, power on the streets? Seems like no one is listening to them when they've asked folks to not fuck with vendors. You know what? All I can say is that people have been robbing these elote men and women for years. Long time, man. Even far back when I was a kid, people were robbing them. You know, I never robbed them, and maybe I think I got a couple of my homies that might have taxed them a couple of times, but it's usually like another race of people that are robbing these eloteros and stuff. That I do know. But that's usually not, it's something that it's just an easy target, man. I mean, you're driving through a bad neighborhood where people don't have money and there's no cops or anything around, you're going to get robbed. You know, and it's fucked up. I try not to look at it as a race issue, but I mean, who knows, man? Nobody knows what the mindset is of the people that are doing it unless you put yourself in that person's brain. Yeah, virtuous LA Spartan. Yeah, there's another one up in, I guess, what was it, Lancaster, where some dude went into a bathroom and robbed like an 80-year-old dude and beat him up and robbed him. Something like that. That's a fucking shame, man. That dude needs to be like put out of his misery. Cindy, thank you for the $1.99. Thank you for the sticker, the 1-up sticker. Go ahead and give a thumbs up to that myself. Oh, I can't. I tried, but I couldn't do it. Nanas Flores, they just released the names of who? Oh, those two people. That's right. Oh, you're the one that sent that to me, right? Yeah, I'm going to be doing a video about that. Yeah, Ron B, I'm not a fan of communism, but you know what? I've told people before that I used to be into communism when I was a kid. I'm not even gonna lie. But when I was in communism for the symbolism and for the, everybody gets the same type of shake, because I mean, I didn't really have nothing growing up. But once I started studying communism in more detail, I started studying it in political science when I was majoring in political science. And I found that communism just don't work, man. I mean, it just can't work. It's human nature is too flawed for something like communism. Communism would work if we were all like Vulcans, like Mr. Spock. If we were all like Mr. Spock, communism would be great, because everybody'd be honest with it. But communism leaves the door open for a lot of corruption, just the same as capitalism does. But at least capitalism, you can make your way up to corruption. You don't have to like be put in a bracket where everybody gets the same. And then another one, George, thank you for the $10. I enjoy the discussion as do always, bro. Thank you very much, George. See, the thing about communism, and I'll give you a perfect example. So I worked in Unicor in the feds. So Unicor it was an upholstery factory. And when I was in there, we started out getting paid, like, I think we start out at about, I think it's 80 cents an hour, 90 cents an hour or something. I think it's 90 cents and 80 cents an hour they start you out on. So everybody's in there working for 80 cents. And it doesn't matter if I'm working harder than the guy sitting next to me. That guy could literally sit there in his chair and not put out one, not do anything. And we're still getting paid the same. And he may even get promoted. Who knows? But that's pretty much what communism is. It's like everybody can work in a factory. Everybody's getting paid the same. You're getting paid the same as the guy that's not doing any work at all. I know that's kind of like a bad analogy, but it would take me a lot longer to get even like further into detail of what I mean by that. But yeah, it don't work. It doesn't work because human behavior being what it is, people are gonna rob the coffers blind. Cindy's Journey, thank you for the $4.99. Thank you, Virtuous. I appreciate it. Shout out to Baltimore. What's up, Baltimore 410? Sergio Gomez, thank you. Shout out to Houston. Johnny Damage, thank you for the Johnny Damage, thank you for the $250 and I don't know what money that is. What is that? PHP. It's $5 US. Buy some coffee. I enjoy your perspective. I did a lot of time with Mitch from Hard Intentions, man. Well, thank you, Johnny Damaged. I appreciate it. Appreciate it very much. Bill D, you're absolutely right about absolute power. And that was pretty good. That was pretty crafty, huh? You're absolutely right about absolute power. When I looked up and I seen the 250, I was like, what the hell is that? What kind of money is that? Or is that like Bitcoin or something? Oh, Philippines. Oh, okay. You guys see the cat? Cat. She got down. I don't know what her deal is, man. Oh, Philippine pesos. Okay, that makes sense. I was going to say Philippines, but TJ Hooker, you're absolutely right, man. You work hard, you appreciate what you get. If it's given to you by the government, nobody's ever going to appreciate anything. Have you ever noticed that products that are made in a communist country suck? You ever wondered why? Because nobody appreciates it, man. It's because they don't get paid nothing. They don't really get paid. There's no advancement. There's no moving up the ladder. There's no incentive for doing an awesome job. I mean, I don't believe in complete capitalism because I do believe that I mean, I'm one of these guys that believes in there should be healthcare, you know, and if companies can't provide an affordable system of healthcare, I think everybody should be allowed to access to healthcare because it's not called insurance, it's called healthcare. I believe that, you know, as a libertarian, you can't, you know, pursue life, liberty, and happiness without being healthy if you're sick and dead, dying, or bleeding. So if companies provide health insurance plans and they're too high, I think that if people, you know, can't afford them and need it, then there should be some kind of a government incentive to kind of like supplement their plans, which there is in a lot of ways, but not for everybody. So if you're talking about, you know, universal health care or something like that, I don't believe that would necessarily work. I think it would fail. Our country's too big. People are constantly talking about examples like in Norway and in Europe, but those countries are much smaller. So it's easier to cover that many people when they're smaller. It's just like if you have a family, you know, and you have a family of 5 kids, it's going to be much easier to show attention and to raise all 5 kids as opposed it is to the guy that lives next door to you that only has 1 kid. It's going to be easier for him and his wife to raise that child than it is for you to raise the 5. JTL Community News, is it because Red Wing boots aren't made in America no more? Or are they still made here? Yeah, Bill D. I believe in a Medicare for all. I do. I don't know if like I believe in Medicare for all, being that if you're a cancer patient or you have HIV or you have leukemia or anything like that, or Parkinson's and stuff, you shouldn't be denied health care just because you have a pre-existing condition. You should be allowed to have health care. I do believe that. Lance G, thank you for the $1 or for the $9.99. What's good, JD? Hope all is well. I'll rewatch from the beginning. Yeah, no problem, brother. It'll be here. Oh yeah, quick reminder. I'm working on dropping a video for Patreon, but I have to get with Sandman so that he can navigate me through the program and design it the best way that he can, the way he's helped, you know, Badger set up his. I want to make sure that you guys are whoever wants to sign up for my Patreon at whatever level you're going to do it. I'm going to make sure that everything's fair and everything's there and all that stuff like that. I'm also working on getting some sponsors and stuff for this channel so that we can grow it a lot bigger. I do know that a lot of these other channels that grow really fast, it's because they have some kind of sponsors and stuff behind them. So I think that's something that really, you know, I'm looking into right now. Yeah, Donald K., it's the truth. You can't be a freedom-loving American pursuing life, liberty, and happiness if you're dead, dying, or bleeding, you know? And if you got a kid that was born with some kind of a illness that's going to break your back, and you're basically just paying to barely keep the roof over your head or keep your child alive or live in the car and keep your child alive, I don't think that's right. I think there should be a system put into place that helps people in those kind of situations. That's what the government's for. The one thing about my belief system is the government is designed to serve the people. That's why it's there. They're there to protect our borders. They're there to protect our citizens in the streets, of which not doing a very good job of it these days with the way cops have been acting in a lot of ways. To create a system of education for all its citizens, to provide some kind of a training, anything that betters the country as a whole. I know that sounds a little socialistic, but it's also kind of nationalistic if you think about it. I know nationalism is a dirty word these days, but it's really not, because every country in the world is nationalistic. Let's just call it for what it is. Every country in the world is nationalistic. And then when you get people from other countries that come over here to this country and they have the country they came from, they have their flag and they do all this and they do all that. Don't you think that's being nationalistic from where they come from? It's the same thing. It's not a bad, dirty word to be nationalistic. But in order for to have a population that's happy and pursuing freedom and liberty and they have to be healthy, man. They have to be healthy, and there has to be, everything has to be made affordable. Too much money is being spent on the government itself with all these, everything they got. All these agencies, all these programs, all these Congress people making $200,000 a year for literally working 3 months out of the year. They get $200,000. Does that really make sense to you? You know, does it make sense? What are they doing there? I can't imagine their job's any harder than a waitress, which is she probably has a harder job than somebody that's working in Congress. I don't know, man. Because most of those Congress people, all they are is a mouthpiece. They got a whole team of advisors and stuff that craft their agenda for them. They don't even do it themselves, most of these people. See, I know what's going on, man. I know what's going on behind the scenes. You guys just don't know, man. Like I said, I took political science for 3 years. I know what's going on in there. I tell you, man, they are overpaid. People in Congress should only be getting paid minimum wage. That's what I think. Matt, my walk vlog, the reason why is because they're paying rent in 2 places. Well, maybe the government can set up, it'd be cheaper. The government can set up like, housing authority houses, like projects for them to live in, you know, like Quonset huts or trailers or manufactured homes somewhere close by where they can live in those trailers while they're in session, and then they go back to wherever it is they come from and work their other job, whatever they do in their state. That's what I think. It'd be a lot cheaper if they build them a bunch of Quonset huts, don't you think? And they can all just like live in there like a dorm, like a prison dorm, all the senators and Congress people, and they could share the showers and take shits next to each other and do all that stuff like they do in prison, like they do in the military. You know what I'm saying? So why not? I don't see why the military's job is more important than the Congress. Really, you know, it's a lot more dangerous and they get paid less. What's up, Scrappy? Matt, my walk vlog. I know it'll probably never happen, but it needs to. They're too overpaid, man. Put it like this. They shouldn't even get paid anything, because not only do they get my money out of my check to pay their outrageous fucking salary, but they also get paid from all these special interests. So it's kind of like they end up becoming millionaires when they leave Congress. That's not right. That's not even right. You know what I mean? It's just like some guy sweats blood and tears, poor working slob that works in a factory night after night after night, and he'll never be a millionaire. Soy, thank you for the $1.99. Can I do a video on the gay boy gangsters? Wow. I don't really know much about them. I've said that before. People have asked me to do a video about them. I don't really know much about that group. I would have, you know what? I know somebody who I was in a sober living with that was on the S&Y yard because they were gay. And that person is actually like in my Facebook. If they're still around, I'll try to track them down, see if they want to come on and talk about it. That might be an interesting one, right? The only reason that person was S&Y because they would have stabbed him if he would have hit the main line. Bill D, you're absolutely right. No, Sella, I didn't start the gay boy gangsters. I started the fist fuckers. That's who I started. Look them up, man. They're in the list of known California prison gangs, the fist fuckers. You know what the initiation is? Somebody has to stick their hand up your ass and pull your paperwork out for you. That's the initiation. It's all love. What's your opinion on the beef between Sid and DIY Dean? Dean is going to pull up. They're related, I believe. I don't know. Is that feud even real? Wildcard the Dragon, thank you for the $2. Much love back at you. I don't know, man. I heard about that feud, but I haven't really been following up on it. I actually watched a DIY Dean video yesterday for the first time. Well, I've seen a couple of them. I've seen his one that he did on Big Herc, and I've seen a couple other ones kind of like brief glanced over him and stuff. But dude's not. I don't know if I think I'm subscribed to him, but he ain't subscribed to me. And I think I commented on him like, dude, why, you subscribe to a bunch of these weirdo channels and you ain't subscribed to me. I kind of told him, man, that makes me feel some kind of way. And I just laughed and told him I was kidding. Fist fucked by Dr. No. Yeah. Ron B, you're absolutely right. Fucking, can you imagine like inviting Joe Biden over for dinner? And then Joe Biden asks you, hey, where's your restroom at? And then you point to him down the hall, and then you decide that you're going to go get something down that same hall, and you see him digging around in your dirty hamper, sniffing your wife's underwear or your daughter's underwear or maybe even your son's underwear. Can you imagine seeing that scene with the look? What would the look be on your face if you had to see that? If you had to experience that? How would you feel? Me personally, I don't know what I would do, man. I would definitely probably take flight on his ass, you know? NBC user, yeah, you'd be shocked. Yeah, it could be even sniffing mine, you know what I mean? Or let's say you guided him down the hall to the restroom, right? And you went and looked, and he didn't go into the restroom you sent him to. He ended up going into your bedroom, and he's putting your wife's underwear on. And you open the door on him and catch him in the act. Wouldn't that be something? Bill Clinton, I haven't made one on there yet. I'm gonna go check that out this weekend. I had kind of a moment for today. I turned off all my TVs and all my computers and everything. Neggy, thank you for the $1. Really appreciate it, brother. I turned off all my TVs and all my computers and everything. I was gonna make a video today, but I didn't. But I just wanted to kind of like separate myself from everything and meditate. I did a lot of meditating today, and I feel a whole lot better. Alana got a lot to say. Nope. Thank you for the $5. Glad you're here. You actually could have missed it because I was gonna end it about 3 minutes ago since we're an hour in, but I decided I'm gonna stay on for a little while longer. AJ Cruz, yeah. He may want to get into there. JTL Community News, I feel you on that, but unfortunately, Biden doesn't qualify for that, bro, because he's just too fucking weird, man. He's just too fucking weird. So he doesn't qualify for that. No hands-on policy stuff. He just does too much weird shit, man. It's just, I mean, I don't know. Like, me personally, like people ask me how come I don't do a video on how I feel about Trump and all the shit that Trump says and everything, because I know what Trump's up to more so than probably a lot of people, because I see through what's going on. And Trump is doing a lot of that stuff deliberately to piss people off. Because quite honestly, controversy sells. But the kind of controversy that Joe Biden is stirring up is just weird, you know? I mean, he's sniffing children's hair. He's like grabbing people inappropriately. He's all over you, man. He's one of those people that he just likes to get around you and just, you know, kind of like just stick the tip of his tongue on the tip of your ear like that and all that kind of weird stuff. Emily M., thank you for the $9.99. I hear you, Emily M. Don't know why you'd want to vote for Biden, though. Honestly, quite honestly, I don't know why. I mean, here's the thing. There are other candidates that are out there besides Biden and Trump. You know, and I think that's the problem is people are so indoctrinated on this two-party system that they can't see that there's actually other people that are out there. And if everybody in this country noticed these other people that are out there, we can shift the politics in this country forever. I'll give you an example, Emily. There's a candidate running under the Libertarian ticket. Her name is Jo Jorgensen. Go look her up. Listen to what she has to say. And that's a woman running for president under the Libertarian ticket. And a lot of the things that she's saying makes a lot more sense than what we've been hearing. And not only that, but she's very smart. She's very crafty. She's very smart. She's not like that Bill Johnson guy that was running for Libertarian the last time. But yeah, you got people that are in third party brackets that would probably be a lot better than what we got. I mean, if we would have voted in H. Ross Perot back in the 90s, we probably never would have had NAFTA because he didn't approve of NAFTA. So it just goes to show you that sometimes a third party candidate actually looks a lot better than what we got. And a lot of people say never Trump, but I mean, Biden, he's just too paid for by a lot of different people that I don't feel comfortable with, you know. But at the same time, it's like, you know, I don't know, man. It's all of these people that are in the elite are they're all the same to me, honestly. Whoa. Neil Doran, I'm your number one fan. Well, thank you. Thank you for the $49.99. I'm glad I'm your biggest fan. Or are you my number one fan? Kevin Black, thank you for the $6.99. I usually miss the lives because of parental responsibilities. Thank you for the great content. Your cat is awesome. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Well, you guys are really making me feel special right now. It's really making my meditation seem very, very worth it today. Wait a minute. Did I see Badger on here? Hey, is Badger in here? He's not. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, Bill D. H. Ross Perot was a character, but he knew what he was talking about, man. Everything he said was going to happen happened. You know, it happened for sure. Yeah, TJ Hooker. Gabe Miller, is that who you're voting for? Jo Jorgensen? A lot of people don't know about Jo Jorgensen, but I might talk about her on here. Shit, I might even try to invite her on here. Yeah, Michael Weinstein. Yeah, that's another one. Emily M. Biden, he's one of the authors of the tough on crime bill that got all these people ridiculous sentences. Look, Steven Alvarez is back. They were talking bad about you, Steven. They were saying that your wife took your phone again. Carlos and Yvette, Big JD 2020. Oh, hey, man. Can you imagine if I was the president? Oh, man. Oh, I'll tell you. They would be trying to assassinate me. I'll expose all kinds of shit. You already know this. They'll take me down into the bowels of that place and say, this is what you're not going to talk about. And I'll be in the bowels of that place and I'll tell them, well, this is how many different kind of ways you can go fuck yourself. And I guess you're going to have to kill me. But guess what? Got my camera phone out, so I'm filming the whole thing. You motherfuckers. Now everybody's seeing you. Look, I'm on live. I'm on my YouTube channel live right now, filming all you fucking bastards down here. You Illuminati calling having motherfuckers. Yeah, that's exactly what I would do. Go ahead, kill me. Everybody sees your face now. Smile for the camera. Alana got a lot to say. Thank you for the $5. Vote for making sure you got supplies. The election isn't going to settle anything, only exaggerate all this BS deeper. Yes, it is. It's a double-edged sword, Alana. Double-edged sword. If Trump loses, his base is going to rise up. If Trump wins, the other side's going to rise up again. It's just going to start all over again. Al Mora, what made me do a video on Armenian power? Actually, somebody reached out to me and asked if I could do one. And, told me that they had a family member that was from AP who I guess passed away or something. Then somebody else asked me about doing a video on AP. And then I reached out to some people in AP and they said it was cool. Just as long as I don't, talk about anybody that's currently looking at indictments. And I said, bet. I mean, what is my name? Wes Watson? I'm definitely not going to get any of your homeboys that are currently fighting a case extra time. So I did it, and I left out all the details of everything that's going on right now. Born Supreme, absolutely right. Jose something, yes, there is. There is Sureños right here in Oklahoma. They're actually for Chicanos and stuff. Raza in the Oklahoma state system, that's what everybody runs under, Sureño, in the Oklahoma system. Governor Phil Murphy, how did my head get so fat? I don't know. I have a normal proportion head for my body. Look, perfectly proportioned for my body, man. You know that thing that Da Vinci put out with the man that's spread out? He did that based upon one of my ancestors. Yeah, Gabe Miller. I wish I could get Joe Jorgensen on here. We'll see. I'll reach out to her campaign and see if she wants to come on here. That's true, TJ Hooker. AJ Cruz, that could be possible. Wait a minute. I just remembered I had my ringer turned off. Cat, I don't think everybody wants to see your ass right now. Let's see. Chuck Finley, thank you for the $2. Where's part 2 of the Antifa video? I'm getting ready to get that one out this week. Yeah, Neil Doran, come on out, man. We'll go fishing. I know all the fishing spots. Look at how she just gets comfortable and starts falling asleep. Look at that. Isn't that crazy? Almora, I'll let you guys know in a week what my next one is. Yeah, collab is. Yeah, George, she loves me. Neon X, who do I think the next president will be? Like after Trump? I'm not so sure Trump is going to lose. But if he does, I don't know, maybe it'll be his son. Maybe it'll be Ted Cruz or somebody like that, but it all depends on who's running on the Democratic ticket. JTL Community News got locked up in the Downey drunk tanks for 6 hours. That's awesome. No, fried eggs, dirt. I've never been to Miami, Oklahoma. I've heard of it, but I've never been there. Look where she is now. Look at her. Cat's crazy, huh? Jose something, who's my favorite boxer? You know what? Believe it or not, I used to like Riddick Bowe. I thought Riddick Bowe was a badass champion. Can't say I like Mike Tyson because, see, what a lot of people fail to remember is that Mike Tyson is also a sex offender. You know, it's true. It's true. And that kind of killed it for me. I never really much liked Mike Tyson to begin with, though. Born Supreme, yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Carlos and Yvette, I've offered to do one with Dubs. Dubs doesn't want to do collabs. That girl that just became a Green Beret, that would be cool. I wouldn't mind getting on Joe Rogan, though. I've seen somebody throw Joe Rogan out here again. I would definitely like to get on Joe Rogan's show. I think me and Joe Rogan would have a whole lot of fun. Put it on the table. Well, we'll be looking out to see that. But he won't go meet you nowhere. Joe Rogan. Cesar Garcia, I don't know, man. I'm gonna have to look at both of them and see who I would pick. But yeah, guys, we've been on here for about an hour and a half. It's time for me to get my meal prepared for the next and final meal of the night, because I'm on a structured eating schedule right now to get my body straightened out. So I am going to go ahead and end this live. I will see you all again on Tuesday. Same time, same channel. And we'll have a whole lot more other fun things to talk about. But it's been real. It's been great. I love you guys to death. Thank you for sticking by me. Thank you for tuning in. Man, just you guys enjoy your weekend and be on the lookout for all this awesome content I got coming your way. Also be on the lookout for my emergence on the Patreon platform coming real soon. You guys have a great night. Remember, always keep your tinfoil hats on and always slap people with a dick of reality with a rebuttal anytime they come at you with stupidity. Best way I can explain it. And I'm out. All right, homie. You guys have a great night.